Get my 6. Welcome everybody back to Homesteading Off the Grid. Today, this channel is about forgiveness. I know that sounds boring, but it's an important message. I'm going to take you with me up to the spot where I always sit and talk for a while about such things, so you can survey like it all remains, all the snow and ice, because temperatures are yet to reach above freezing. Today is day 3 of complete power outage here at our house, which also means no running water, because our well is on an electric pump. So when the electricity's out, the well goes out. We're doing great. The temperature right now is about 27. Still hasn't gotten above freezing. This morning around 7 a.m. when I woke up, it was 15 degrees. Coldest temperature this winter to date, and the power's out. We give you an update here before we make it up here and I start talking about forgiveness. I'm forgiving somebody who trolled me quite heavily several years ago. I recently gained knowledge of who this person is. Surprise, surprise, blood relative. Have you ever heard it said, no one can push your buttons like your family because they're the ones who installed them? True story, and I knew it at the time. I didn't know, just didn't know which one, because they were coming onto the channel and taking some pretty low blows, sharing some information I've never shared on social media, so I knew it had to be somebody that was blood-related kin. Turns out it was. We're going to get to that, though. Spoiler alert, they were forgiven before they asked for forgiveness, because this heart knows no hatred. Hate me as much as you want. I will never wish ill will upon you. I will pray for you, hope the best for you. Now, I don't want you having dinner with me at my table, but I do want you to eat, just not with me. And I got to give credit for that quote to Tupac. This person, at some point, I can see us breaking bread together again. It's been a long time, but that's how much, this is blood. It's different when it's kin. You know what I mean? I do believe you can forgive and you can break. All right, listen. Before I even get into this, I'm a little nervous. My hand's shaking a bit, actually, because something happened with our cat last night. She's fine, but she's terrified. I've never seen our cat this terrified ever. She came in squealing around 10 p.m., woke us up. But this is the area where about 2 days or so ago we saw a large dark figure, clearly saw it walking in between the trees. And later, when I was about a quarter of a mile away down on the other end of the property, we saw what appeared to be a large dark figure jump from one tree to the next so ferociously that it broke a branch, a big one. No, it wasn't snow, it wasn't ice, and we picked that up on video too. A lot of folks timestamped that. So if you see anything strange today, timestamp it. But quick update, we have wonderful, don't worry, we've got a great support group. We get cellular service here off and on. Wonderful friends, wonderful neighbors, friends and neighbors who have generators that said, hey, you guys want to come take a shower, whatever, need to charge up your electronics, come do it, you're always welcome. And we thank them, and we are going to be taking them up on that offer, because listen, it's been 3 days without a shower. I think that fruit and vegetables smell wonderful when they're ripe. People don't. So we said, hey, thanks. Yeah, we'll take you up on that. And they're close, within walking distance. There are others that are within driving distance that have reached out as well. So we got a wonderful network of people who are good people. And we would do the same for them, and we have under different situations. And we did contact the power company by way of phone call, and found out that it's going to be another couple of days without power. But we're loving it. We kept the wood stove fully, kept packing the wood in there. We shut off all the doors upstairs, so we're only heating the downstairs. We never got cold. It never got cold in our house. We're continuing to cook and warm up food. Oh. What the? All right, guys, I want to show you this. I've reached the spot where I sit and tell my stories. Here, let me reverse again. This is weird. All right, guys, this is where I sit in the woods and tell my stories. I was going to talk about that. Here's my tripod I leave right here. I was going to talk about that kinfolk that has been fully forgiven, despite having said some of the meanest, most vile things I could think of saying to another human being, knowing their situation, knowing their anguish of some things they've been through, and to put that salted knife tip in there and grind and twist. Well, whatever. That's topic for another time. It was topic for today. But look, I was right here, and I looked up, and I saw this. And I saw this. I mean, look, guys. My tip is at that tip, and this comes way back. Now, that's me from where I was here yesterday, talking about George Foreman's book I'm reading and walking out of here. This is not me. And this one goes on top of that. And again, I wear a size 12. Size 12 in men's. What? These tracks go up to this tree and stop. And it almost looks like something may have urinated there. Nothing around that side, nothing around this side. It's like these tracks go up to this tree and then stop. As if something went up this tree. Well, where'd they, hold on, let me backtrack this. Again, look at this. I'm gonna stick my toe up here. Look at that. I'll scoot back a little bit. My God, is that a toe? That toe would be as big as four of my fingers. But here's the tip of my foot in that track. Look how far back this heel comes. Mine goes here. This track is twice as big as my man size 12 Rocky boots. Where do they start? Here. Here, I stepped in them here, recording. I couldn't see them there because I guess the ground temperatures was warmer than the snow. It started them out here, but I'm looking for tracks. To heck with thermodynamics. Whatever. I can't remember the word. I haven't used it in years. I'm not seeing any. Okay, these are my tracks. Clearly. I think the temperatures might be going above freezing because it kind of looks like some of this is melting. What is... These are odd looking tracks. But look at that. Whoever it was or whatever it was stood here. They were moving around for a bit, it looks like. Look, here's again. I'll put mine at the end of the heel this time. And look at that. Comes up. Look at that. I put it in there. Look at that. This is weird. If that's the foot of a creature, it clearly only has one toe. Oh my God, we're looking for a unitoed, potentially, we're looking for a unitoe Bigfoot Sasquatch. But it looked like it clearly came here. Was it creeping on us again? All right. This is insane. The size of these. Again, look. I've got my boot right at the end of the heel. And then it's like, look at that. Could that be snowshoes? I don't own snowshoes. I've not given anybody permission to be on my property, and the roads have been nearly impassive for 2 days. There it was again. Hold on, I'm going to zoom for a minute. goodness, I misspoke at the beginning of the video. I clearly hear things melting and falling from the trees, snow and ice, so temperatures obviously are above 32 now, though they were 15-ish this morning. But I heard something that wasn't snow melt or ice melt. It sounded like a tree knock. Whatever. Okay, wife and kid were up here sleigh riding yesterday, but here looks like I'm still seeing considerably larger. I don't know, we might have just lost them. I have to turn around and go back there and talk about forgiveness. What's this? Okay, this is where I came out 2 days ago when we were assessing the damage of the storm. You remember I came down here and I thought the storm had knocked down a big tree, but after seeing what we saw at the end of that video and seeing these tracks, the urine stuff and those tracks ending right at a giant tree, I'm not so sure. But I came down through here, I guess towards, the backyard. Now there's my track, clearly. I went this way and that way, but I went this way to make that video. You remember, I pulled that tree guard off that tree because it had fallen, but wait a minute. Okay, I did not come this way. Look at this. Zooming all the way out. Look at that. I can get my entire size 12 foot in there plus my hand. This doesn't make any sense. These are the tracks that ended at the tree. It's so strange because it looks like a boot track, but with like something else over top of it. Did you hear that? A tree knock. There it was again. Did you hear it? There's that big tree where the tracks ended, but the tree knock was coming from over here towards these big trees. And back here's where we saw something jump, and right back here's where we saw something walking in the woods. It's a considerable distance away from here, but that's where the sounds are coming from. All right, let's keep going. We had that, whatever that was going on down here at the gate just a week or so ago, and now we got this. Oh, Unito. Now this is odd though. We're on the tracks. This is what I don't understand. Well, no, that kind of looks like maybe it's not a boot. There's no tread. I think this might just be from the weight distribution onto the heel, onto the ball of the foot, and it doesn't seem to push off much from the toe. But that, who knows, this might be, well, it's all cold, so it's all snow. All right, we don't walk through here. We don't walk through here. This is a no-no. Everybody in our family knows this. People who visit us regularly knows this because they know my no-nos. This is 2 rows of trees, mostly eastern red cedar. And in between these rows this summer, I tilled this up with my tiller. A lot of hard work, and then I sowed 400,000 wildflowers here. They're going to come up this coming year. And we don't walk through here because this has been deemed wildflower sanctuary. But as you can see, the prints from our potentially furry friend, old Unito, come right through here. The only other prints through here, well, I guess I walked through here that first day when I was showing the damage of the storm. Dadgummit. All right, well, other than, we'll allow that because I, couldn't really, Whatever. Okay, and then deer. Animals are allowed to walk through here. But apparently, old Unito doesn't have any respect for this household. And I'm not so sure old Unito. Obviously, let's measure the stride. So I'm just walking normal. Well, it is about twice the size as my stride. I mean, for me to take a stride, look at that. Look, there's them big toes. I have to really reach out there like I'm running, taking a big long stride, trying to keep up with that old guy that's a lot faster than me. There's old Unito's track. I'm not so convinced, though. What's this? That's weird. All right. And here's another strange thing. Look how far away this is from old Unito's tracks. And he did. I'm starting to think we got us a he and not a she, because look at that distance. Let's just say you had to, let's say you'd recently consumed a lot of beverages and your bladder was full, so you had to, I mean, you know what I'm saying, right? You know what I'm getting at. I don't have to tell you, okay? I mean, how else would you explain that? Can you imagine? Psst. You know what I'm saying? Is that further evidence that potentially Bigfoot Sasquatch is real? I mean, who else could, you know what I'm saying. All right, I'm not going to beat that dead horse anymore. Let's keep on coming down. Still on the trail of Unito. You gotta watch these trees for faces now. Old Unito, I'm inclined to believe, but potentially her, it, or their lair might be over here in this unmarked graveyard. Look at the size of these tracks. Still, I put my... Dang! Those are some big tracks. Out here on this frozen tundra. I said the other day in that video, we're likely to see anything out here. We could even see the Green Bay Packers show up. I was trying to make a joke out of that, like, yeah, right, like that'd be funny to see them actually show up, but I guess they've always been a pretty good team. What was that? That's just snow falling. That was a bird. Be vigilant, potential Bigfoot Sasquatch field researchers. I'm not seeing any sort of tracks coming through there other than deer tracks. Now, the deer are allowed to go through here, and so is my family and any guests we get. What's that? Oh, this is where I came the other day making that video. And you can clearly see I came this way and went that way. Whew, look at that. Old Unito came right through here. Look at the size of those tracks. Look at that. Jeez. They're huge. Are you in there, Unito? There's deer tracks in there. No Unito tracks. Did you hear that? That was a tree knock from inside that tree line. All the way to here, and then they disappear. Did this thing just come right down the road? Oh, wow, look at this, interesting. Look at this. How convenient. How convenient. So somebody just drops their cheeseburger wrapper there, puts on whatever they got on. They expect me to believe. Gosh, I just don't know what to believe. Well, if it wasn't an annoying neighbor, it had to be, no potentiality about it, Bigfoot Sasquatch. So if that's the case, it can only mean one thing. It's all true!